The Nats right now in a position where they're now just a game and a half back in the wild card race.
I love
Not necessarily closing ground on the Braves for first place in the division, but they took 2 out of 3 over the weekend. They needed to take 2 out of 3, playing inferior opponents right now.
Yeah, that's right.
But yesterday, another just uber impressive performance by Max Scherzer, who ends up the month, I believe, with 6 wins. So remember, his record wasn't looking very good, even though his ERA was okay. He's catching up there now with the wins.
On May 17th, after they got pummeled, remember they got pummeled by the Cubs 14-6. He was 2-5. He got the loss in that game. All right. So since then, he has thrown, I think he started 8 games, and they've won 6 of the 8, and he's got 6 wins. So he's now 8-5, and he was 2-5 on May 17th. And in the month of June, in 6 starts, like you mentioned, 6-0, ERA is 1. He's given up 5 earned runs in 45 innings pitched, and he struck out 68.
He's a machine.
I mean, he is. And yesterday, he was on fire.
He is going through right now as good a stretch as anybody I can remember in my lifetime as a DC sports fan. It's as good a stretch as anybody I can remember.
Yeah, he's on an incredible run.
He's on an incredible run. He's at the absolute peak of his powers.
I mean, he gets to guys with everything, too. Fastballs, cutters,
and he's 34 years old,
yep.
and he's throwing 79-mile-an-hour curveball and 97-mile-an-hour fastball. He's touching 97 at 34. And I don't even really remember that when he first came here, being that hard. I don't even know how he's doing it. It's unbelievable. He's just at the absolute peak of his powers, and as I said last week, after his last dominant performance,
he's just once in those generation type pitchers.
And when he's on, you got to watch him. Now I had to leave because my kid, had a dive meet, or whatever, so I was following along on my phone. But when he's on, man, I'm so compelled. I just have to watch.
So he's named an All-Star 7th time, first time for Anthony Rendon. So he finally makes the All-Star team.
So.
Hit another home run, and now we're in July, by the way, with the trade deadline at the end of July, and it's still unsigned, or they not extended.
Yeah, well,
I can't imagine he's going to get extended.
It's going to free agency, and he's going to probably move on.
Yeah, his value is only going up.
They're not going to trade him because he's going to be right in the mix, and he's having too good of a year.
Him.
Yeah,
we went around the room. Was it on Friday? And said, "Do you think they're going to the playoffs or not?" Put a gun to your head, and I said yes.
I think
and
so
I
too.
feel comfortable with that. Jason, you said no. I'm holding you to that.
Barring a big injury, they're trending in that direction. Yeah. We thought they were going to be there at the beginning of the season.
Kill them.
They were somehow able to overcome that hole they had. I mean, they were 12 games back.
I mean, if somebody hits a liner
or 12 games under 500 at one point.
Off Max's knee or something, he has to miss a month. That could hurt.
Strauss is the one that I'm just waiting. It's like a ticking time bomb. But maybe this is one of those years where you just...
Yeah. I mean, if Rendon gets hurt, if any of the big guys, if one of the big 4 or 5 go down, then it could be devastating because they've shown
they have Zim back, and they did send Michael Taylor down.
Yeah, feel bad for him, but I guess he did have one more option, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking yesterday, I was watching that game, and he was clearly coming out for the 8th, but when he got it's 2-1, and they're bringing in their closer Doolittle, and of course Doolittle allows a hit and a walk, and there's 2 guys on. Now, of course, they end up winning the game, but I'm thinking, I would have just left Max in. Even though he was at 115, I would have said, Max, I don't trust anybody else besides you. I think you can win this game by yourself. I would have thrown him back out there.
Yeah, Doolittle's good enough. Doolittle's not incredible.
He's definitely not incredible.
He always makes it interesting.
Yes.
I love him. He's a great guy, but it's not like he's Mariano Rivera.
Look, it worked out. I was just saying, in a panic move, when he allows the walk and the hit, I'm thinking, oh, this is where they're going to blow it right here, and they're going to lose in extras. I would have just.
But this is great for us because now in July, August, September, there's going to be a lot of interest in the Nationals because it looks like they're heading into a playoff run. One would hope at least a 1-game playoff game.
They're a game and a half out of that. I mean, they're right in the thick of it.
I
think they're going to get there. I think
they were looking irrelevant 6 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 6 weeks ago, they looked dead and buried.
And they've got 6 games this week, all at home against Poop.
Yeah.
All right. So
it's hard to play against Poop, though. You got to be up.
Okay.
Guys got to come through.
I agree. I'm just saying, inferior teams that you're better than, and you're going to be playing them at home. Marlins, Royals.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think that they get minimum 4 wins, if not more, out of those 6.
Well, they would need
and maybe
to.
they're going to be in the wild card. Maybe they'll be at one of those two spots as they enter the break.
But they're going to have a game or two every week where the bullpen botches one. It's just going to happen every week. And then they're going to have
right?
Yeah.
That was
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, that was another
Bullpen
one where I
issues.
watched half of it and then I had to go. I had to leave.
Yeah, Rainey blew that one, and they lost, 7-5.
It seems like Suero's the guy who's settling in as the bridge guy.
He's been much better in the last few
Dude, I
outings.
saw Rodney pitched
Oh, yeah,
when he
Rodney's
closed out the game. I think it was Friday night.
Friday, yes.
And I'm telling you, that guy's 42, and he's touching 97, 96. I don't know how a guy like that at 42 could still bring it like that. I think he's going to be
right.
the bow and arrow thing. I
still love the whole untuck
The
it deal.
untuck I kind of liked from Soriano a few years ago. I like that.
Him. Is he out of the league?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He lived in my neighborhood.
He's done.
He lived right around the corner. But I love when he would strike a guy out or finish the game and then untuck his shirt. That was a good bit. The bow and arrow thing or whatever he's doing, it's a little much for me, but that's fine. I love that guy. I love that guy. And I know he's a journeyman, but look up how many saves he's got in his career. I think he's got like 360-some saves.
He's been around forever.
Yeah. But that guy at 42, I think, is going to have an impact on this team. Now, I talked to somebody else that's plugged in with the Nats, very plugged in with the Nats, and he told me he thought it was going to last 2 weeks. But I'm taking the over on that. I think
It's
this
trending
team
towards the over because he's pitched well in his first couple of performances.
I don't know how that guy was available. I remember looking at that going, oh, they signed a
Who had a 9 ERA.
Yeah. Right.
And had a crappy ERA in the minors.
Yeah. But he's got...
That's why he was available.
Right.
Right, but his arm is still lively.
Yeah.
Very
Certainly
much
looks
so.
like it.
Yeah.
And he
that
found
guy
something now.
He might just be somebody could pitch another 2-3 years. Who knows? Why wouldn't you sign a guy that's pumping 96?
Well, that's how desperate they were that they went out and got a guy who was cut by, who was it, Oakland, and who had a 9 ERA. They were desperate for some help.
Yeah.
Especially veteran help. And they got it. So far they've got it, but, I mean, he's going to go through stretches. He's going to go through rough stretches.
He will. Like I said, you got to, as a Nats fan, you just have to assume there's going to be one, maybe even 2 games a week where the bullpen just kind of falls apart, doesn't sustain the lead, or just, late inning disaster. And then hopefully in the other 4 games or so during the week that they take care of business. But they're going to blow 1 or 2 a week. That's just what they do. And there'll probably be a game, there haven't been that many of them, but there'll probably be a game a week or so where they're not hitting the cover off the ball.
They are 23-10 in the last 33.
Yeah.
And they are pretty much 100% healthy.
Yep.
And that's what you need.